the Junior State Championship Series. We'd like to welcome the team West Point and Waterloo Valley here in the first round of the state tournament. West Point will be the visiting team, and we're going to go ahead with today's starting lineup. First, with West Point. Leading off, the shortstop, number 2, Isaac Gunther. Batting 2, the second baseman, number 1, Luke Gunther. Batting third, the center fielder, number 11, Elliot Reason. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 9, Colby Anderson. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 13, Bryce Popkin. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 24, Buck Steffen. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 12, Mav Smith. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 17, Ryder Anderson Ray. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 5, Mason Tell. The non-starters, number 3, Josh Snodgrass. Number 4, Chase Brester. Number 6, Hayden Hakel. Number 16, Hudson Bramlett. Number 18, Henry Waldrick. West Point is coached by Bruce Schlecht, Rod Schlecht, Jake Hohenfeiner, Jared Mimick, and Brendan Riff. And now the starting lineup for Waterloo Valley, post 58. Leading off, the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skyderman. Batting second, the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit. Batting third, the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 18, Wyatt Tonight. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 34, Miles Brainerd. Batting sixth, the pitcher, number 25, Colton Wilmot. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 27, Jack Landauer. Batting eighth, the DH, number 44, Kai Joyson. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 1, Tucker Korb. And playing left field, number 33, Tristan Van Buren. The non-starters, number 9, Evan Winters. Number 10, Josue Lopez. Number 14, Jace Ulrich. Number 21, Gabe Listenberger. Number 19, Cooper Krems. And number 23, Jacob Valeda. The Wingnuts are coached by Josh Wilmot and Cole Ryan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand. And gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor this great nation, as well as the men and women who are keeping this country safe with the playing of our national anthem.
Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com.
At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Then in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training. Some services include facility rentals, lessons, and camps. Here at the Athlete Factory, we pride ourselves on teaching skills to better players and teams. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to parents or coaches, you can find us at our Facebook page, The Athlete Factory Nebraska, or schedule an appointment on the website, which will lead you straight to scheduling today.
Is it a good time to sell your house? Is it a good time to buy a house? Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all these questions answered.
Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry. But we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com.
The players, parents, family members, and especially all of our fans want to give a huge thank you to the Valley American Legion Post number 58 for a special summer baseball season. The Valley, Nebraska American Legion Post number 58 is open to all veterans in the area who have served. Thank you for serving. Thank you for supporting us this entire summer, and go Wingnuts.
At Valley Construction, our team of dedicated professionals is driven by a singular purpose, bringing your unique vision to life through our unrivaled design, build, remodel, and renovation services. With a wealth of industry experience, we have cultivated an impeccable reputation for our extraordinary artisanship, meticulous attention to detail, and unwavering commitment to exceeding customer expectations. Reach out to Valley Construction today to embark on a remodeling journey where your vision is cherished and exceptional results are guaranteed. ValleyNEconstruction@gmail.com.
Gregorich Plumbing is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Legion Baseball. Give them a call at 402-359-9117. And welcome to Waterloo Valley, game number 4 of 4 here on this Saturday night. Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond here with you on BSDN Live. It's your host site, the Waterloo Valley Wingnuts, taking on the West Point Bombers here in game number 4 of 4 today. Thanks to everyone for tuning in on BSDN Live. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making this one happen. As this one is hit over to short, Jackson Skydeman is there over to first in time, and it's 1 up, 1 down for West Point here in the top of the first as Isaac Gunther goes down on the ground out.
Gunther grounds out to the shortstop for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 1, Luke Gunther.
So happy to be with you here on this Saturday night from Frost Family Stadium, Chris Frank Field on this Saturday evening. First pitch at 76 degrees, and the first time we've seen any sun today in Valley, Nebraska. It comes in the evening in what has been a really perfect weather day here in Valley, to say the least. No rain, just some cloud cover. It was 60 degrees this morning, and it hasn't gotten above 80 all day long for July 20th. You'll take that. First pitch here, 76 degrees, sun shining. Happy to be with you here for Wingnut and Bomber baseball. Game number 4 of 4 today in the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. Double elimination state bracket, so we'll have 4 games tomorrow as well, all right here on BSDN Live. And this is hit over to third. Brainerd is there, and Miles throws it to first in time, and there's 2 away on 2 ground outs for West Point here in the top of the first.
Gunther lines out to the third baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 11, Elliott Reason.
So West Point comes in as the road team as they lost the coin toss last night here in Valley to determine who was home, who was away. So they're the away team. Really, they are the away team, as this is the Wingnuts home stadium. They're the host site of this Class B Junior Legion State Tournament. And so West Point bats first. They're 1, 2, 3 guys. They're in the white pants, white jerseys, red numbers, and black trim tonight. And the Wingnuts in their home blue jerseys with white pants and white numbers. The 1, 2, 3 batters do up. Both the Third brother is ground out, and now it's the center fielder Elliott Reason in the batter's box. And he skies it to guess where? Center field right at Mason Pettit. 3 up, 3 down for West Point. To the bottom of the first we go scoreless on BSDN Live.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895. AWS Well Company, Inc. has
Black
been
Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com. Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org. The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians.
Is it a good time to sell your house? Is it a good time to buy a house? Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all of these questions answered. Is it a good time to sell your house? Is it a good time to buy?
Leading off for Waterloo Valley in the bottom of the first inning, the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skydabin.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond here with you from Frost Family Stadium. Chris Frank Field, the nightcap of day number 1 of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. It is the host site, the 6 and 16 Wingnuts of Waterloo Valley. They make it by default into the state tournament, being the host site. And then the West Point Bombers, they qualified out of the Blair area. They were the winners there, and here they are with a 15-6 overall record. And due up for the Wingnuts with a 1-2-3 hitters. This is skied up on the infield. Gunther makes the catch at the shortstop spot, 1 up, 1 down.
Skyman pops out to the shortstop for the first out of the inning. Now bring up the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit.
So Mason Pettit steps up. He's out in center field. He made the final out of the top half of this inning. He steps in now. As how the rest of today has gone, Crete won in a really close game, holding off a late charge from Minden in the top of the 7th, where Minden scored 2 runs and left a tying run standing at third. Crete won it 3-2. Central City, the undefeated team, stays undefeated in a dominating fashion over Lincoln Christian, 8-0, where they really took charge right from the get-go and never let up. And then Alliance won in a walk-off winner in the bottom of the 7th against ETC Mount Michael. So they await the winner of this game, and they will play tomorrow night at 7. This is hit back up the middle right into the glove of Anderson. He'll throw it over to first in time, and there's 2 away.
Pettit grounds out to the pitcher for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch.
And it's 2 up, 2 down for the Wingnuts. Great crowd here for the night game. West Point really traveled well. They brought a great crowd, and of course the Wingnuts here on their home field, they are showing out in the blue and gold. And Rowan Murdoch, the catcher tonight for the Wingnuts, stands in the batter's box as we're waiting on Smith, the first baseman for West Point, to retie his cleat over there. So, Minden is in the loser's bracket. They will take on Lincoln Christian tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We'll be on the broadcast for that. Then it'll be ETC Mount Michael taking on the loser of this game at 1 o'clock. Crete will take on Central City at 4 in the afternoon. And then Alliance will take on the winner of this game tomorrow night at approximately 7 o'clock. Rowan Murdoch in the batter's box. It's Colby Anderson out on the mound for the West Point Bombers. The right-hander stands out there, and it's an 0-2 count on Murdoch as he swings and misses there. I predicted that happening. I said 0-2 when I meant to say 0-1, and it turned out to be 0-2 anyway.
You're a curse.
Am I a prophet?
You're a curse.
I'm a curse. Yeah, that's probably accurate, as it hurts the wingnuts in this case.
Right.
Here's the 0-2. Check swing, barely. Rowan held on. And let's take a look at Mr. Anderson's numbers on the mound pitching. Colby has pitched 36 1/3 inning, which leads the team. He started in 6 games, played in 10 games. He has faced 148 batters this summer, a 6-0 record. He also has 1 save. He has given up 19 hits, 7 earned runs. He's struck out 51 batters and walked 15. There's a strikeout, but it goes under the glove of Tell, and Rowan Murdoch reaches first on the drop third strike. So a 2-out base runner for the Wingnuts.
Number 10, Josue Lopez is going to be running.
Okay.
Murdoch reaches on the drop third strike. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 18, Wyatt Tonight. Courtesy running over at first, number 10, Josue Lopez.
So it's a 2-out base runner for the Wingnuts. Josue Lopez stands over there for Rowan Murdoch, who reaches on the drop third strike. That was strikeout number 52 on the summer for Mr. Colby Anderson. He has hit 8 batters and has a 1.34 ERA this summer. So one of the better pitchers that we've seen here today belongs to the West Point Bombers. Runner goes. Lopez will be out on the stolen base attempt for out number 3. Should have been out, 3 outs anyway.
Oh, hold on. Nope.
Wait, now the umpires are talking about it. Are they going to say, I don't know what they're going to say.
He called a balk. He said he rolled right through it. He did not come to pause.
Okay. So Lopez stays alive, and the Wingnuts stay alive here in the bottom of the first. And now head coach for the Bombers, Bruce Schlecht, wants to talk about it, and they're going to say a box saying that Colby Anderson. So how's that rule work, Matt?
You have to come to a pause. You have to come set for like 1 second and then go. He just went right. He didn't even stop. He just came here and just broke his hands and then went.
And he did so because he knew Lopez was going, and so he wanted to get the pitch as quick to home plate as he could.
I think so. I think what they did is that he knew it was a pitch out, and so he wanted to get the ball up there quickly as possible. Yeah.
It's an 0-2 count, though, on Wyatt Tonight, and he sends one foul down the third base side with a runner on second and 2 outs as Lopez is in scoring position for the Wingnuts here.
I just got invited again to a game changer for the state tournament that we're hosting.
That's not the right person to invite for anyone out there making fake game changers. You're inviting the director of one of the tournaments who's literally running the whole tournament on the game changer. Bold move. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second for the Wingnuts here in the bottom of the first, trying to take an early lead on the Bombers. Pitch outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Wyatt Tonight's over at first tonight defensively for the Wingnuts. And we'll take a look at the Bombers defense here after this 2-2 pitch. As this is fouled off. It is Stefan out in left, Reeson in center, Anderson Ray is out in right, Popkin at third, Gunther at short, other Gunther at second, Smith at first, Anderson on the mound, and Tell is behind home plate in the catcher's gear. Here's the 2-2. It's grounded over to Gunther at short. He'll glove it over to first in time, and there is out number 3. No hits, no walks, no runs, and 1 left on for the Wingnuts. To the second we go scoreless. You're tuned in to BSDN Live.
Tonight grounds out to the shortstop for
At Valley Construction, our team of dedicated professionals is driven by a singular purpose, bringing your unique vision to life through our unrivaled design, build, remodel, and renovation services. With a wealth of industry experience, we have cultivated an impeccable reputation for our extraordinary artisanship, meticulous attention to detail, and unwavering commitment to exceeding customer expectations. Reach out to Valley Construction today to embark on a remodeling journey where your vision is cherished and exceptional results are guaranteed. ValleyNEconstruction@gmail.com. At Valley Construction, our team
Training Camp is Omaha's premier indoor sports facility for youth athletes. We offer world-class training and facilities with open practice areas, lessons, camps, and clinics. Whether it's baseball, softball, soccer, strength and conditioning training, we have the staff and facility for you. Reserve a time. Check us out at elkhorntrainingcamp.com. Elkhorn Training Camp is Omaha's premier indoor Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs. Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs. Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs. Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by
Anderson.
Awesome McNorton and Matt Richmond here with you on BSDN Live from Frost Family Stadium, Chris Frank Field, here for game number 4 of 4 here in day number 1 of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. Out on the mound tonight for the Wingnuts, we didn't really get a chance to talk about them because of how effective the Wingnuts were in the top of the first, getting 3 up, 3 down. So it is the 4, 5, 6 hitters here. A chopper over the head of Wilmot. Korb grounds it over to first in time. A close play over on the bag at first, but Miles Korb, a good throw to tonight. 1 up, 1 down in the second.
Anderson grounds out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 13, Bryce Hopkins.
So a good effort from Colby Anderson hustling down the line on the slow bouncer up the middle. And the first pitch into the third baseman, Bryce Hopkins, is inside 1-0. It's Colton Wilmot out on the mound for the Wingnuts. And a check swing, there's a strike. And Matt, do you have his numbers on the summer?
No.
Okay. we'll get him for you eventually.
Yeah, 1 second. I got him.
Appreciate you. Let's take a look at the Wingnut defense in the meantime. It's Van Buren out in left, Mason Pettit in center. Landauer is out in right. Here's the pitch. It's low and away. It's 3-1. Out over at third is Brainerd, I should say. Scheidemann at short. Korb at second. Tonight stands at first, and Rowan Murdoch is behind the plate in the catcher's gear here on this Saturday evening. That's the defense for the team in blue, the host site. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on, and it's fouled off behind home plate, and the count goes full. Colton Wilmot, we've talked about his name a lot throughout the spring season for DC West High School, and played some varsity, senior ball, I should say. And now the home plate umpire and first base umpire have a conversation after head coach Schlecht for West Point wanted them to talk about something. And now we're back behind the plate, ready to do the full count pitch again.
Weird.
Yeah, it was odd. And there's a pitch low. It gets away from Murdoch, but doesn't matter. It's ball 4. The first base runner of the night for the Bombers.
Popkin draws a walk. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 24, Buck Steffen.
So Popkin is on with 1 out, and here comes Buck Steffen into the batter's box. He'll be out in left field tonight for the team in white.
As far as stats for
Colton Wilmot
in the junior league, he only has 1 inning pitched.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Well,
that doesn't make sense.
He has certainly some good senior numbers. Maybe we can give the listeners a look at that. As the first pitch goes outside into Buck Steffen, a runner at first with One out here for the Bombers in the top of the second. There's a good pitch from Wilmot, catching the bottom right corner.
Let's see. This is for Colton Wilmot. He's got 48.1 innings, 8 games start. He has 6 wins and 1 loss, and 1 save on the season.
Pickoff play back to first, not in time.
He has given up 48 hits and 35 runs and 24 earned runs, 27 walks to 34 strikeouts, and he has an ERA of 3.48.
Runner goes to second. Murdoch, a decent throw. It skips in just a little bit late, and Popkins into scoring position with 1 out for the Bombers on a successful stolen base.
Yep. Good throw, but you just got to be there.
Yep. Yeah, Corb didn't get over there in time.
That could just be a miscommunication between the middle infielders.
About who was covering the bag at second. Yeah,
Yep.
Good point. 2-1, swung on and missed. Wilmot would love a strikeout in this scenario here. Again, the winner of this game will take on Alliance tomorrow night at 7. The loser will take on ETC Mount Michael tomorrow afternoon at 1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. A huge strikeout for Wilmot, his first of the night, and there's 2 away. Great pitch from Colton there as well.
Stephen goes down for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 12, Mav Smith.
And for all of our viewers on BSDN Live, check out that live chat feature. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. We'll give shout-outs to specific players, all those kind of good things right there in that feature of the YouTube channel. For all of our broadcasts, we've done that for all the teams all morning and afternoon. Pickoff play back to second, and Popkins slides back safely. And take a look at all those sponsors rotating to the bottom right corner. We couldn't do this broadcast if it weren't for them sponsoring this junior state tournament, and all the ones you see in the commercial breaks as well. They help a lot with putting on things like this, as does the town of Valley as a whole. This is a big undertaking, and this field, despite the rain last night, is in perfect condition, and I know the town has had special deals and all kinds of things going on. There's a hamburger feed going on at the Legion Post tonight. Check, swing, strike 3 called on Mav Smith, and Colton Wilmot, after giving up the walk, leaves him stranded. No hits, 1 walk, no runs, 1 left on. Bottom of the second, scoreless on BSDN Live.
Smith goes down for the third out of the inning.
For all of your installation, service, and repair needs when it comes to plumbing, Gregorich is the experts. Once again, give them a call at 402-359-9117. Gregorich Plumbing, proud sponsors of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. Gregorich Plumbing is a proud sponsor of
Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry. But we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com.
At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training. Some services include facility rentals, lessons, and camps. Here at the Athlete Factory, we pride ourselves on teaching skills to better players and teams. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to parents or coaches, you can find us
at the bottom of the second inning, the third baseman, number 34, Miles Brainerd.
Awesome McNorton and Matt Richmond here with you on BSDN Live for Waterloo Valley Wingnut Baseball in the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament from Frost Family Stadium, Chris Frank Field. We're in the bottom of the second, scoreless. Each team has had a base runner. Each team has left them stranded. As we go to the 5, 6, 7 hitters here for the Wingnuts, and Miles Brainerd at a big cut there, swings and misses. Brainerd is over at third defensively for the Wingnuts tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike against Colby Anderson, who got 4 outs technically in the first inning. There's a beautiful breaking pitch that catches the inside part of the plate, as he had a dropped third strike, which allowed a base runner. That was the only base runner for the Wingnuts, so they haven't had a walk or a hit or anything legit. like the Bombers had a walk in the last inning that they left, or in the top half of this inning, I should say, that they left stranded. But a perfect night, no doubt about that. Swung on and missed, and Miles Brainerd goes down on the strikeout, the second of the night for Colby Anderson, and there's one away.
Brainerd goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 25, Colton Wilmot.
So 1 up, 1 down for Colby Anderson, his second strikeout of the night, and this time Tell does hang on to the strikeout and doesn't allow a base runner. Taking a look at how Waterloo Valley got here, I mean, they got here by winning the host. How does that bid work, by the way, Matt, to determine who's the host site?
We put in the site. Everybody has the opportunity to put in the site to put in a
bid
to host.
Okay.
A bid, yes. And then you just put what you in order your top 4. So I mean, like we put in, I think, senior state, senior district, junior state, and junior district. We hosted a junior district last year. Unfortunately, senior state is on the western part of Nebraska this year. We did not get a senior
district area
tournament, and so we ended up getting junior state because of how successful we were last year in junior area. So that's basically how we ended up with getting.
Yep, this has popped up over the third baseman Popkins' head. 2 up, 2 down for the Wingnuts here in the bottom of the second, as Colton Wilmot goes out on that fly out.
Wilmot pops out to the third baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 27, Jack Landauer.
So here's the right fielder, Jack Landauer, into the batter's box now with nobody on and 2 outs. So that's first pitch popped up into right field. Anderson Ray is there. One right fielder flies out to the other to end the inning. No hits, no walks, no runs, nobody left on. We're scoreless going to the third right here on BSDN Live. For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junkstock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall. For a magical one-of-a-kind, parents, family members, and especially all of our fans want to give a huge thank you to the Valley American Legion Post number 58 for a special summer baseball season. The Valley, Nebraska American Legion Post number 58 is open to all veterans in the area who have served. Thank you for serving. Thank you for supporting us this entire summer, and go Wingnuts. The players, parents, family members, and especially Lightning Exteriors is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. At Lightning Exteriors, we offer a comprehensive range of exterior services to cater to your specific needs. Whether it's roofing, siding, gutters, or other exterior enhancements, our team has the expertise and experience to deliver exceptional results. We understand the unique challenges of our regions and ensure that our solutions are tailored to withstand the local climate conditions. To learn more, head over to lightning-exteriors.com.
Ryder Anderson Ray.
Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond back here with you for the nightcap of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament, day number 1. It's the West Point Bombers taking on the Waterloo Valley Wingnuts, who are the host site. And the Bombers come up with their 8-9-1 batters due up here in the top of the third. Looking for their second base runner as they had a walk in the last inning that lay left stranded against Colton Wilmot, still out there on the mound for the Wingnuts. The 0-1 is sit back up the middle. Scheidemann over to his left, makes the glove over to first. It skips over the head of Tanaik. That'll go down as an E6 and sliding over to second. He's out! What a relay from Rowan Murdoch, covering the bag at first and throwing out Anderson Ray at second.
Anderson Ray reaching first on the throwing error. Thrown out at second by the catcher trying to advance for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 5, Mason Tell.
So the catcher, Mason Tell, comes up, but Matt, you were a catcher. talk about how great of a play that is from Rowan Murdoch, doing the fundamental things of saying, this should be a sure out, but I'm going to go cover my teammate over at first and do the right thing.
Yeah, that was a
Textbook.
a huge. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. Yep, exactly. That's exactly how you're supposed to do it. Back up the throw and played it perfectly, got the bounce, and threw him out and made a good throw. I mean, literally right on the money to where the shortstop just basically had to put it right there on the tag.
So Rowan Murdoch does what a coach would show to his team in a film session of this is how to do this. You're backing up your team, and he throws a laser down to second, and Ryder Anderson Ray goes down. And here's the 9-batter Mason Tell in the catcher's uniform tonight. He stands in the batter's box and has a good hitter's count now, 3-1 against Colton Wilmot. Here's the pitch. It's outside and called strike 2 to work the count full. So we were talking about how the Wingnuts advance will wait after this full count pitch. Here it is from Wilmot. Inside and ducking out of the way is Tell. A 1-out base runner as we go to the top of the order.
Tell draws the walk. Curtis, you're running over at first. Number 3, Josh Snodgrass.
Snodgrass stands over at
Now
first.
bring up the top of the order. Shortstop, number 2, Isaac Gunther.
The lights are on here at Frost Family Stadium. There's a runner on first with 1 away. That was a even bigger out now for Rowan Murdoch. When you could have runners at first and second and nobody out, you just have runner at first with 1 out. And this pitch is popped up and will go foul. So the top of the order here for the Bombers, Isaac Gunther is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop in the first inning. But for the Wingnuts, in their area, they were in the area in
Calhoun.
Yep, Fort Calhoun, yep. A pickoff play back to first. Rowan Murdoch skips it in on tonight. Good job by Wyatt to keep that one from going into the outfield. But Waterloo Valley, not knowing that they didn't have to win a game, they didn't have a lot of their guys that you see here tonight, as, for example, Colton Wilmot, Skydeman, Mason Pettit, Rowan Murdoch, they all went to Minnesota to help the senior squad. Murdoch, a pickoff play to second, and it goes in and out of the glove of Korb, or else that would have been out number 2 on a stolen base attempt. It was a great throw from Murdoch. Korb just didn't hold on, and there's a runner in scoring position now for the Bombers with 1 away. On Tells, who is it over there at second? The courtesy runner for the Bombers?
Snodgrass.
Snodgrass, thank you. It's 2 balls and 1 strike in on Isaac Gunther with a runner in scoring position now, and now it's 3-1. So the Wingnuts, they lost to Seward's, the number 2 seed, in game number 1, and then they went to the losers bracket and lost to Omaha Concordia's squad, the Legacy Design Strategies, in game number 2. It's a walk, and there's 2 on for the Bombers with 1 out here in the third.
Gunther draws a walk, puts runners on first and second. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 1, Luke Gunther.
So Isaac Gunther reaches. Here comes his brother Luke into the batter's box now with 2 on and 1 out. And the leading run standing at second. 2 walks, 3 walks total for the Bombers here this evening. Gunther, he's 0 for 1 with a ground out to Brainerd over at third. And that was back in the first inning as well. Taking a look at how this West Point Bomber squad reached on a good pitch there from Wilmot in the bottom right corner. They came into their region in Blair, their area, as the number 2 seed. They won their first game against Fort Calhoun. They then got upset by the host site, Blair, who was the 3 seed in that area, and had to work their way through the losers bracket where they defeated Schuyler, otherwise known as Platte Valley. Then they had to defeat Valparaiso, who was the number 4 seed in the semifinal round. And a blooper is down in front of Landauer out in right. And now the bases are loaded for West Point. Their first hit of the night belongs to Luke Gunther.
Gunther with a base hit to right, loading the bases. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 11, Elliott Reason.
So a runner at third. Gunther advances to second. Isaac advances to second. Luke advances to first. for the center fielder, Elliott Reason. Bases loaded, only one out. Big opportunity here for the Bombers of West Point. Reason is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center back in the first inning. And he looks at a first pitch ball, and the next pitch skips in. It's 2-0. And right now, Wilmot just having a tough time finding the strike zone. He's fallen behind in every single at-bat here in this inning. 2-0 now. And, yep, the coaches are going to want to talk about this. So, continuing with my point for West Point, like I said, they got upset by Blair in the second game. Blair was the host site of this area. So, West Point had to work their way back through the losers bracket. They defeated Platte Valley Schuyler, advancing to the semifinal round where they defeated Valparaiso, advancing to the championship game where they then defeated Wayne. And they defeated Valparaiso again to advance to the state tournament, posting a 15-6 record and making it here to Valley as the B3 area champs. And now they have the bases loaded with one out for their 3-hole hitter, Elliott Reason, who's out in center field tonight for the Bombers. And he smokes the first pitch foul down the third base side. That was hit pretty hard, but goes foul. And right now, Matt, what does Colton Wilmot need to do in this situation with the bases loaded?
He needs to get a pop-up or a ground ball to the first or third baseman to get a force at home.
And instead, it's a single over the head of Miles Korb into center field. An RBI base hit for Elliott Reason. And the Bombers have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third.
Reason with a RBI single. Gotta now bring up the pitcher, number 9, Colby Anderson.
So the runner from third scores. Isaac Gunther advances to third. Luke advances to second. Reason stands at first. Bases loaded, still one out. As West Point trying to add on more to now their 1-0 lead here in the top of the third. And it's a first pitch ball on Colby Anderson, who's the pitcher tonight for West Point, trying to give himself a bigger lead to work with. Colby is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman, Korb, back in the start of inning number 2. So he bats in back-to-back innings. Bases are loaded. Only one out. The Wingnuts trying to keep it just a one-run deficit. Here's the pitch. It's outside, called a strike. A good frame by Rowan Murdoch behind the plate that time to help out his pitcher who needs it right now. The 2-1, that skips in again. And once again, it's a great hitter's count for a Bomber. Colby Anderson, a 3-1 count, who probably takes all the way here, saying, I'd love to walk in a run if I could. Here it is. And there it is, a walked-in run. It's a 2-0 lead now for the Bombers of West Point. As Gunther scores from third, Luke advances over to third. Reason to second, Anderson at first.
Draws a walk, knocks in a run. Curtis, you're running over at first base. Number 6, Hayden Hackle.
Hackle stands at first. Gunther stands at third.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 13, Bryce Popkin.
Reason stands at second. West Point leads it 2-0 here on the top of the third with the bases loaded and one out. That walked in a run, and Colton Wilmot just cannot find the strike zone right now. He has fallen behind in the count on every single batter. And it's Bryce Popkin in there right now, looking for his first official at-bat as he walked his first time up back in the second inning and was left stranded at second in that inning. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh,
this is sent deep into left field and foul. That's a second grand slam that we've just missed here tonight.
That ball was crushed.
As I'm trying to scratch my memory, I think Central City just missed a grand slam earlier this afternoon. Yeah, it was Central City, and that was a part of their, what was a 5-run inning anyway, but it was almost 4 runs on 1 hit. The 1-2, he didn't mean to do it, and so would do it again. Wilmot needs an out and needs one badly, as West Point could really blow this game open here early in the top of the third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded with 1 out. Pitch inside, he fouled it off again down in left field and out of play.
That one's way in the woods. I should tell them extra candy if they can find that one.
Two balls, two strikes as he takes a pitch inside that time. Another inside, and once again, the count goes full 3-2. And boy, the Wingnuts cannot afford to walk in another run here. The 3-2 is sent over to short. Skideman flips it to Corb for one. Over to first in time. A 6-4-3 double play for the Wingnuts to end the side. So for the Bombers, it is 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 runs, and 2 left on. As we go to the bottom of the third, the Bombers lead 2-0 on BSDN Live.
Professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895. AWS
Energy
Well
partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com. Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com. Black Hills Energy is a Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live for the bottom of the third. West Point scores 2 runs on 2 hits and 3 walks in the top of the third. But a 6-4-3 double play ends the side, and so we'll see if the Wingnuts can carry that defensive momentum here to their at-bats. It's the 8-9-1 hitters due up here for the Wingnuts in the bottom of the third. And there's a pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike into Kai Jorgensen, the designated hitter tonight for the Wingnuts, batting in the lefty spot. Wingnuts looking for their first legitimate base runner, as the only one is Rowan Murdoch, who reached on a dropped third strike. So looking for a walk or a hit of some sort, just any kind of base runner. Jorgensen would take it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and especially now with a 2-run deficit. Here's the pitch inside. Good take. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kai rocking number 44 this summer. Swung on and missed, and there's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Colby Anderson. 1 up, 1 down.
Down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 1, Tucker Corb.
So 3 strikeouts for Colby Anderson. He's now sat down. Technically, he's sat down 8 in a row, even though it's really been just 5 in a row. He's gotten all 8 outs, just one of them reached. And this is sent to left and down in front of Steffen. The Wingnuts have a base hit, and it belongs to the 9-hole Tucker Corb. How about that?
Corb with a base hit to left. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skideman.
So the Wingnuts do have their first legitimate base runner. A 1-out single from the 9-hole Tucker Corb. Flips the card over to Jackson Skideman now, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to the shortstop. And looks at a first pitch strike in the bottom right corner. One shortstop flying out to the other, but now he has a runner on first with 1 out to work with. So some information given to me from head coach Bruce Schlecht, a little more about this West Point Bomber squad. He said this team has gradually improved from game to game, as the majority of these kids played on the JV squad for Guardian Angel Central Catholic West Point Beamer, Remember that school, Matt. They played against
Yes.
DC West this spring. And so he says they have gradually improved with the kind of the unique thing about this team is nothing flashy about them, no star players. Everyone just kind of does their job and does it well. And there's no individual like superstars. It's just nothing flashy. They just play ball the right way and get wins. And he says this team really came together in that area tournament that I just talked about and how they were able to knock off Fort Calhoun, lost to Blair, came back and beat Valparaiso and Wayne. And now here they are. So he says just another team who got hot at the right time. This pitch is inside, turned on, sent to left. Stefan is under it, makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
Skyman flies out to the left fielder for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit.
So Mason Pettit steps up now with a runner at first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third for the Wingnuts. As they trail 2-0, Pettit is 0 for 1 with a ground out back to Anderson on the mound in his first at-bat in the first inning, and he cuts on a pitch low and away, strike 1. So we've heard that mentioned several times about how teams just coming together at the right time. Alliance, they've now won 6 games in a row after kind of a slightly above average regular season. This is up and over the head of Gunther. Perfectly located base hit from Mason Pettit. And the Wingnuts keep the inning alive with their second hit. And there's 2 on with 2 outs thanks to Mason Pettit.
Pettit with a base hit to right center. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch.
So Tucker Korb advances up to second. Mason Pettit stands at first for the catcher, Rowan Murdoch, who's 0 for 1 tonight. He reached on a drop third strike and was left stranded at second in that bottom of the first. His first pitch is, didn't miss by much, 1-0. If it missed, I don't know where by much. So Alliance is coming into this tournament really, really hot. West Point wants to talk it over. Creek came in from the loser side of the bracket of their area, advanced, made it to state. Minden also advanced from the loser side of their bracket, got hot, advanced to state. Central City, obviously, they're 25-0, so they've been hot all year. Brewster Construction, coming into today, had won 11 games in a row, so red hot at the right time. ETC Mount Michael, they came in as the 3 seed of their area, and they swept it, winning 5 games in a row before their loss to Alliance tonight. And then West Point, exact same situation, just getting hot at the right time. So really, you can make an argument 6 out of the 8 teams here in this state tournament are really hot right now, which kind of showcases why they're here. As Murdoch sends one into the gap in right center, and it is caught by Anderson Ray. Falling to the ground, he holds on and saves some runs for the Bombers.
Murdoch flies out to right
To the
center
fourth
with a
we
nice
go.
play by the
West
right
Point
fielder
leads
for the
2-0.
third out of the inning.
Is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org. The Nebraska
Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all these questions answered. Is it a good time to sell your house?
Professionals is driven by a singular purpose, bringing your unique vision to life through our unrivaled design, build, remodel, and renovation services. With a wealth of industry experience, we have cultivated an impeccable reputation for our extraordinary artisanship, meticulous attention to detail, and unwavering commitment to exceeding customer expectations. Reach out to Valley Construction today to embark on a remodeling journey where your vision is cherished and exceptional results are guaranteed. ValleyNEconstruction@gmail.com. At Valley Construction,
Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs. Shields is a proud supporter of post-50 youth athletes. We offer world-class training and facilities with open practice areas, lessons, camps, and clinics. Whether it's baseball, softball, soccer, strength and conditioning training, we have the staff and facility for you. Reserve a time. Check us out at elkhorntrainingcamp.com. Elkhorn Training Camp is Omaha's premier. Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond here with you on BSDN Live as we go to the top of the fourth. The West Point Bombers lead 2-0. First pitch, grounder over to short. Skydeman over to first in time. Nice play by Jackson Skydeman, the shortstop for the Wingnuts. 1 up, 1 down on 1 pitch for the Bombers here to start out the fourth.
Stephen grounds out to the shortstop for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 12, Mav Smith.
So Skydeman has made back-to-back nice plays as he ended the top of the third with a 6-4-3 double play. He starts out the fourth with a 6-3 ground out. And here is Mav Smith stepping into the batter's box. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second inning, And that ended the top of the second at that point. And there's a pitch outside. One of 2 strikeouts for Colton Wilmot tonight. Both of those back-to-back against Stephan and then Smith. Check swing, there's a strike. 2 balls and a strike, nobody on, 1 out for West Point, leading 2-0 here in the top of the fourth. And there's a foul tip right off the face mask of Rowan Murdoch. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and let's go ahead and take a look at Mav Smith's numbers in the batter's box this summer. He has appeared in 21 games, has 57 at-bats with a .088 average, and now he reaches first. Was that a hit batter?
Smith reaches first. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 17, Ryder Anderson Ray.
I wasn't looking, honestly.
I don't know either. I'm confused. He didn't call dead ball or nothing. That's 2 today that we
that we were kind of confused by, yeah. So here's Ryder Anderson Ray. He reached on an error, but then was thrown out at second off a nice play by Rowan Murdoch back in that third inning, where the Bombers scored 2 runs on 2 hits and 3 walks. He was the first bat of that inning. He reached on the arrow. A wild pitch from Wilmot gets away from Murdoch, and advancing up to second is Mav Smith. With 1 out, once again the Bombers have a runner in scoring position. Ryder Anderson Ray, he made that incredible diving catch that ended the second inning, saving the 2-0 lead for West Point, robbing Rowan Murdoch of a couple RBIs. And looking at Ryder's numbers in the batter's box this summer, he has 40 at-bats, a pickoff play back to second, a .225 average, a .426 on-base percentage. He has 9 hits, all of them being singles, 5 RBIs, 16 runs.
That's a balk.
8 walks, 12 strikeouts. And 16 stolen bases, which leads the team. Was it a balk?
Well, no.
Okay.
I think the umpire is being very generous about it because he called time and stepped out, and it confused. It was like right in the middle of.
3-1. This is roped to right. Tough play for Landauer. It gets down right against the line. Rounding third, coming home is Mav Smith. The throw is cut off, and it's a run scored for West Point as they now lead 3-0 on the RBI single from Ryder Anderson Ray.
Anderson Ray with an RBI single. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 5, Mason Tell.
So Mav Smith scores from second on the single hit out into right field down the line. Ryder Anderson Ray stands at first with 1 out and 1 run across. And it's Mason Tell, the catcher, standing in now for West Point, looking for his first official at-bat as he walked and scored a run in the third inning. And the Wingnuts want to talk about it. You're tuned in to Waterloo Valley Wingnut Baseball on BSTN Live. We'll be right back after this. Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical, one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider, and... Top of the fourth, West Point Bombers lead your Waterloo Valley Wingnuts 3-0. Here in the top of the fourth, a runner at first and one out, as they had a walk and an RBI single from their 7-8 guys, and now here's batter number 9, Mason Tell, in the batter's box with a good hitters count 2-0. Against the right-hander, Colton Wilmot still out there for the Wingnuts, and there's a strike from Colton right down the center. Ryder Anderson Ray, he leads the team in stolen bases, but he hasn't gotten a huge lead over at first for the Bombers. But if he goes, don't be surprised. Look at that, right on cue, and Rowan Murdoch can't make the catch, and so he's there easily. Well, I called that, huh? I am a prophet tonight, I'll tell you.
Just a wrong prophet.
I know, I'm just, a curse, as you said. It's much more accurate if you're a Wingnut fan tuning into the broadcast.
You need to start being prophet on our side.
3 balls and 1 strike and 1 out and a runner at second. Pickoff play back to second, and that was really dangerous, as it was a good job by Scheidemann to prevent that from going into the outfield. Don't think that Anderson Ray would have advanced, but still don't want to give him that chance because he definitely has the wheels to make it.
Yes.
But another good hitters count here from Mason Tell, who's walked once already tonight. Trying to do it again, and Wilmot steps off, and Tell steps out. The Bombers lead 3-0 on 3 hits. Here's the pitch, and this is sent into the gap in left center field. Rounding third, going home will be Ryder Anderson Ray. He will get there standing. It's an RBI single for Mason Tell, and the Bombers lead 4-0.
Tell with a base hit to left, scoring the runner from second. Courtesy running over at first base, number 3, Josh Snodgrass.
So the 7, 8, 9 batters.
Back to the top of the order with the shortstop, number 2, Isaac Gunther.
Snodgrass stands over at first for Mason Tell. He scored once already coming in to run for Mason on the 1-out walk that he had. Off the end of the bat and down into right field in front of Landauer. Standing at second will be Snodgrass. He won't go any farther, but 5 hits now for the Bombers of West Point, and make it 3 in a row now.
Base hit to right. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 1, Luke Gunther.
So Snodgrass, I should say, stands at second now. Isaac Gunther stands at first, and here's Luke Gunther into the right-hand batter's box. He's 1 for 2 with a RBI single in the 3rd inning for West Point. 2 on, 1 out. Corner is in for the Wingnuts, as Brainerd and Tanaik are both standing on the grass. It's a 1-0 count, though, and I'm not expecting Luke to bunt in this situation. The way that he's been swinging the bat this season.
Well, no. You mean you're in the top of the 4th. You're up 4-0.
Right.
There's 1 out, and you're the number 2 bat. You're not bunting. You're swinging away.
He leads the team in batting average. 65 at-bats. He has a .431 average, and he leads the team in on-base percentage at .519. He has 28 hits, 26 of them being singles, 2 of them being doubles, 18 RBIs, 29 runs, 11 walks, and only 3 strikeouts. He also has 15 stolen bases.
Yeah.
So, right guy in the right spot here for the Bombers, and it's a good hitters count, 3-1. It's outside, ball 4. Another walk, the second of the inning given up by Wilmot, and once again, the Bombers have the bases loaded. So advancing to third is Snodgrass. Isaac Gunther moves up to second, and Luke replaces him at first. And the Wingnuts will have a meeting on the mound. Bases loaded when we come back on BSDN Live. Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com.
At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live in the top of the fourth. West Point Bombers looking to blow this game open here in the top of the fourth with the bases loaded. New pitcher on the mound for the Wingnuts. It's Tucker Korb out there, the right-hander, and he comes in the top of the fourth with one out and the bases loaded. And the third hitter of the lineup and center fielder Elliot Reeson stands in, and he sends one over to third foul. Elliott is 1 for 2 tonight with a single in the third inning and a fly out to center in the first inning. He's behind in the count, though, on Tucker Korb, 0-2 here. Reeson's numbers this summer in the batter's box, we'll look at those here after this pitch. That is smoked through the hole on the left side. One run scores. Rounding third, coming home is Isaac Gunther. He will score standing. A 2 RBI single for Elliot Reeson, and it's a 6-0 West Point lead.
Reeson with a 2 RBI single to left field. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 9, Colby Anderson.
So Isaac Gunther scores from second. Snodgrass, I should say, scores from third. Luke Gunther advances up to second, no more, and Elliot Reeson stands at first after back-to-back singles now. Both of those runs charged to Colton Wilmot, and the runner at second, Luke Gunther, would also be charged to him. Swung on and missed, 1 ball and 1 strike. On Colby Anderson in the batter's box, the pitcher now has a lot of cushion to work with here in the fourth inning. He is 0 for 1 tonight with a ground out to second in the second inning, and then a walk in the third inning, in which he was forced out on that 6-4-3 double play that ended the top of the third inning. The Wingnuts need that here desperately, trailing 6-0 in the top of the fourth. The 2-1. Breaking ball is hit really hard and through. Nice play by Skydeman to cut it off, if nothing else. It's an infield single. Somehow Skydeman got it, and nice job by Jackson. He prevented a run there, but the bases are loaded once again for the Bombers.
Anderson with an infield single to load the bases. Gertz running over at first, number 4, Chase Brester. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 13, Bryce Bopkin.
So that is hit number 7 now for the Bombers. And that brings up the third baseman, Bryce Popkin, who's 0 for 1 tonight, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Big chance to redeem himself here with the bases loaded, as it was with the bases loaded the last time he was up when he grounded into that 6-4-3 double play. So standing at third is Luke Gunther. Elliot Reeson at second. Colby Anderson stands at first. Jackson Scheideman just saved a run there for sure he couldn't get an out, but he saved the ball from going into the outfield, which would have scored a run. So good effort there. It's 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out and the bases loaded here for the Bombers, leading 6-0 in the top of the 4th. Breaking pitch just missed high, 3-1, and this run on third would be charged to Colton Wilmot. Everything else would belong to Tucker Korb. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The breaking pitch is popped up and will go into the Bomber crowd. And a nice catch made by a gentleman in a long white shirt. And he's turning that into the concession stand for a treat. No doubt, he made the catch. Right behind the West Point radio broadcaster. Nice. 3-2. Big pitch here for Tucker Korb. The pitch inside, it hit him. And a run scores. Or are they going to say it hit the bat?
No, he did reach out. He went like this.
Okay.
Yes,
so
he did.
You couldn't see Matt there on the screen, but he stuck his elbow out to intentionally get hit, and that is out number 2. A huge break for the Wingnuts there. So Popkin goes out. Well, I don't even.
For the second out of the inning, that'll now bring up the left fielder, number 24, Buck Steffen.
I don't know what you score that. What do I write that down in my scorebook, Matt?
Batter's interference.
Okay. I'll put that. I'll put BI for Bryce Popkin. So that brings the guy who started out the inning, Buck Steffen, into the batter's boxes. The Bombers have batted around. Bases loaded here for Buck. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a ground out to the shortstop. So he's the only Bomber that has yet to reach base. Big opportunity here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Kind of thinking back on that. The pitch was inside, but Popkin did stick his hand out. He got hit. The umpire all over it. The Bomber fans were curious. The Bomber coaches were furious. And it's a 3-1 count now to Buck Steffen. Again, that runner at third would be charged to Colton Wilmot, and that's Luke Gunther over there.
So on that situation.
And there's ball 4.
See, so the difference was the first time Popkin leaned back a little bit, then came back forward. That's what got him.
Okay. 7-0 now. The Bombers lead it
walks,
here in the top of the 4th.
That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 12, Mav Smith.
So Buck Steffen walks after he grounded out to start out the inning, driving in a run. 7 runs now for the Bombers. 5 here in this inning.
Yes.
As Gunther scores from third, Elliot Reeson advances to third. Colby Anderson stands at second. And Buck Steffen stands at first for Mav Smith, who walked and scored the first run of this 5-run inning. And he's behind in the count 0-2 on Tucker Korb. Here's the breaking pitch missed high. Murdoch a good catch. 1-2. So all of these base runners now belong to Tucker Korb. Elliot Reeson was the first batter he faced and gave up a single. The 1-2. This got under it, and luckily for Smith, he fouled it off behind the plate and out of play. Mavs numbers, again, a 0.088 batting average. He only has, 5 RBIs this summer. So he could really add to that total here with the bases loaded and 2 outs, but he's behind in the count 1-2 now. So he struggled this summer in the batter's box, but could make up for it in this case as he watches a pitch skip in on Rowan Murdoch. It's 2-2. West Point running away with it 7-0 here in the top of the fourth. 5 runs here in this inning for the Bombers. Pitch inside. Strike 3 called on Mav Smith, and that ends the side. Damage done as the Bombers lead 7-0 on BSDN Live.
Smith goes down for the third out of the inning.
Waterloo Valley Post 58 Legion Baseball. Give them a call at 402-359-9117 for all of your installation, service, and repair needs. When it comes to plumbing, Gregorich is the experts. Once again, give them a call at 402-359-9117. Gregorich Plumbing, proud sponsors of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball.
Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry. But we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com. Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry. But we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com.
Number 18, Wyatt Tonight.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live in the bottom of the fourth. The West Point Bombers lead the Waterloo Valley Wingnuts 7-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. And Wyatt Tonight, first pitch grounder over to short. Gunther has trouble with it, fires it to first in time, though, for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down for the Wingnuts to start out the fourth. Nice job by Gunther to stick with it and gets the first out of the side.
Tonight grounds out to the shortstop for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 34, Miles Brainerd.
Brainerd steps up now. His first pitch is popped up. It'll stay on the infield, and the first baseman Smith runs over to make the catch. 2 pitches, 2 outs for the Wingnuts here in the bottom of the fourth after giving up 5 runs in the top half of this inning. They've now only seen 2 pitches, and there's 2 outs quickly.
Brainerd pops out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 25, Colton Wilmot.
If I'm willing to bet here, Matt, I'm betting that Colton Wilmot takes a couple pitches.
I'm not betting
After giving up 5 runs in the top half of the inning, welp, he didn't take, but he didn't make contact, so at least we will see more than 3 pitches in this bottom of the inning. Or else that could have been a 3-pitch inning for Colby Anderson. This next pitch, he let it slip out of his hands, and it goes behind Wilmot.
I should have taken that bet.
Man.
I knew he was going to swing at the first pitch.
It was close. He just didn't make contact. 1 ball, 1 strike, and this one's low and away, 2-1. And the Kansas City Royals lead the Chicago White Sox 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Love to see it. Love to see it. With the bases loaded, they could add on a couple more here. Here's the 2-1. It skips in, and all of a sudden, after swinging at the first pitch, Colton Wilmot is a ball away from being a walk. The first walk of the night for the Wingnuts. Make it 6-1. How about those Royals? Let's go. I mean, if we just play the White Sox all year, we'd probably be undefeated. This is smoked out into left, and Colton Wilmot drives in a base hit for the Wingnuts, their 3rd of the night, and a 2-out base runner.
Wilmot with a line drive base hit to left. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 27, Jack Landauer.
Yeah. Everyone else in the league. That is right. That is right. Jack Landauer steps up now, the right fielder for the Wingnuts. He is 0 for 1 with a fly out to the right fielder, of course, Anderson Ray. So he's 0 for 1, just his second at bat. This is just the second time through the order. Here for Colby Anderson, tells you how good he's been on the mound tonight for the West Point Bombers. 0-1, slow roller up the middle. Gunther is there, flips it to his brother for out number 3. It's 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and 1 left on for the Wingnuts as they trail 7-0 going to the 5th on BSDN Live. Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com.
At the Athlete Factory,
Ryder Anderson Ray.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you for the top of the 5th. The West Point Bombers lead the Waterloo Valley Wingnuts 7-0 in game number 4 of day number 1 of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament here at Frost Family Stadium, Chris Frank Field. Due up for the Bombers here in the 5th are their 8-9 one-hitters. And that brings Ryder Anderson Ray into the batter's box. He is 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a run scored in the 4th inning, and he reached on an error but was tagged out at second in the 3rd inning. And he's behind in the count on the new pitcher on the mound for the Wingnuts. Miles Brainerd comes over from 3rd onto the mound, and it's 1-2 on Ryder Anderson Ray. So the Bombers will get a look at a new Wingnut arm out there on the mound. As Colton Wilmot started out the day, Tucker Korb tried helping him out, and Miles Brainerd now comes in to try and finish off the game, hopefully for the Wingnuts, so they can save some arms for tomorrow against ETC Mount Michael, unless there's a miracle comeback here in this one. Swung on and missed, and Brainerd starts it out with a strikeout. Nicely done. And Anderson Ray is down, one up, one down.
Anderson Ray goes out with the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 5, Mason Tell.
Here's Mason Tell, whose on-base percentage is 1,000 tonight. He walked and scored a run in the 3rd inning, and he singled and scored a run in the 4th inning. The Bombers have scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings, and fascinatingly enough, each of those 2 innings started with a leadoff out. So all their damage has been done with at least 1 out in each inning. So it's a leadoff strikeout here. So what does Tell do this time? He looks at a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike against him as they lead 7-0 on 7 hits, and their defense has been perfect as well, no errors. The Weenus have had 3 hits and 1 walk, or no walks, and they've left 4 batters on base tonight.
Yeah, it's been an offensive explosion for us.
Yeah, unfortunately, and credit to Colby Anderson on the mound for the Bombers. He's been really good. Good breaking pitch there. Just missed a little high. 3-1.
He has a really good. Anderson has a really good curveball.
Yeah. We've seen some really good breaking balls
we have today.
My
especially
gosh.
for a junior league state tournament, there's been a lot of good curveballs. And then
there's a strike in the top of the zone.
And he's been pretty good with his fastball, being able to control, the strike zone with it. So
yes. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is popped up into left, and it drops in front of Pettit and Van Buren, who both got there kind of at the same time. And good base running by Mason Tell as he gets the second. Boy, Mason Tell has been really good as the 9-hole. He's 2 for 2 with a walk as well.
Tell with a stand-up double. Courtesy running over at second base, number 3, Josh Snodgrass. That'll now bring us back to the top of the order with the shortstop, number 2, Isaac Gunther.
So Mason Tell, he is on base percentage is perfect. His batting average is perfect. He's 2 for 2 with a single, a double, a walk, and 2 runs scored. And both of the runner, is it Snodgrass again out there?
Correct.
And he scored both of the times for Mason Tell tonight. So here comes Isaac Gunther back into the batter's box again. He is 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a run scored and a walk and a run scored. Chances are that if you're a Bomber, you've scored a run tonight. 7 in total. And it could be a run rule game here for West Point if they are able to score that run from second and then get 3 outs in the bottom of this inning. The 8 runs after 5-inning run rule.
Yep, that's a possibility, absolutely. But let's see if they can get this run in from second with 1 out.
The 0-2 on Gunther is inside. He just dodges it. 1-2. Isaac, this season has 13 RBIs for the Bombers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch high and inside. Isaac has 66 at-bats, a .379 average, a .468 on base percentage, 25 hits, 21 of those being singles, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 29 runs, 5 walks, and 16 stolen bases. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch is sent back up the middle. Scheidemann, a nice play, fires it to first in time. There's 2 outs and a runner standing at third for the Bombers here in the top of the 5th.
Gunther grounds out to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 1, Luke Gunther.
So Snodgrass advances to third now for Luke Gunther, who's 1 for 2 tonight with a ground out to third in the first inning, a single in the third inning in which he was left stranded at third, and a walk and a run scored in the fourth inning. First pitch is in there for a strike. This is his first look again at Miles Brainerd, who started out this inning as the new arm for the Wingnuts. He got a strikeout, a double, a ground out, and now what does he do here? This is sent out into center. Mason Pettit is there for out number 3. So it's 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and 1 left on for the Bombers. They lead 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th on BSDN Live.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895. AWS
Black
Well
Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com. Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo
The
Valley.
Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
You're tuned in to the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament from Valley, Nebraska. Frost Family Stadium, Chris Frank Field, Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond, here with you on BSDN Live for the nightcap of day number 1. The West Point Bombers lead your Waterloo Valley Wingnuts 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. This pitch goes way outside. Still out there on the mound for the Bombers is Colby Anderson, as he faces the 8-9-1 batters for the Wingnuts. Still just the second time through the order here for Waterloo Valley. There's a pitch inside for a strike. It's 2-1 on Kai Jorgensen, who struck out swinging his first time up, and that was in the bottom of the 3rd inning. This is hit over to first, right at Smith, who will step on the bag himself. 1 up, 1 down here in the 5th.
Jorgensen grounds out to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. Now bring up the second baseman, number 1, Tucker Korb.
Here's Tucker Korb representing one of the 3 hits tonight for Waterloo Valley. That was a 1-out single in the 3rd inning. In the 3rd inning where the Wingnuts had 2 hits but left both stranded, as Tucker Korb was left stranded at second in that inning. Good breaking pitch there, right across the center. 0-1. The Royals won again, 6-1 over the White Sox. Let's play them every game. What are the Cubs doing tonight, Matt? They're in Arizona against the Diamondbacks.
I haven't paid attention because I'm concentrating on the game that's in front of me right now.
Good for you. 0-2 is the count here on Tucker Korb. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 as Colby Anderson, 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts for him tonight, and there's 2 away.
Korb goes down for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skyderman.
The Diamondbacks lead your Cubs 3-0 in Chicago in the top of the 8th. To the top of the order we go for the Waterloo Valley Wingnuts. Jackson Skyderman is 0 for 2 tonight with a pop out to the shortstop and a fly out to left field. That was in the 1st and 3rd inning. So this is just, again, the 3rd time now officially starting the 3rd time through the order for Colby Anderson. What's his pitch count at, Matt? I feel like he's been pretty efficient in that number, too.
62.
62.
Yep.
This is, I think, the first time tonight, though, that he's fallen behind 3-0, I think.
Yeah, I think, 3-0. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that's not
He has not walked anybody all night. Skyderman would love to change that and be a 2-out base runner here for the Wingnuts, who have not gotten a walk. They've only had 4 base runners all night. And he has worked the count back full, 3-2. Good job by Anderson here.
good command of that curveball tonight.
Yeah, he really has not missed with it very much.
No.
Here is the 3-2. Well, right on cue, he missed. And there is the first walk of the night for the Wingnuts, and it comes from Jackson Skyderman with 2 outs.
Skyderman draws a walk. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit.
So 1 on with 2 outs here for the Wingnuts, and that brings Mason Pettit into the batter's box. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 3rd inning and a ground out to Colby Anderson on the mound in the 1st inning. His first pitch is in there for a strike, catching the bottom left corner of the zone. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in on BSDN Live all day long. If you stayed for all 4 of the broadcasts or you're just here for this one, we appreciate it. Thanking all of our sponsors in that bottom right corner and all the ones you see rotating through our commercials. We really appreciate their support of making this whole tournament possible and this broadcast especially. The 0-1 for Mason Pettit with 2 outs and a runner at first. Scheidemann thought about going. Pettit swings and makes contact, and he's behind 0-2 now. Alliance was here watching this game. I don't know if they still are. It doesn't look like it. They were here for a moment watching just to kind of get a read on each of these two teams. Knowing
they
that,
took off.
Yep. Knowing that they would play the winner of one of them, looking like at this point it would be West Point Beamer. West Point, that's the first time I've said West Point Beamer.
Yeah.
West Point Bombers. If things hold on. Here's the pitch, and Pettit, I should say, stays alive off the end of the bat, 0-2.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, yes.
With
yeah.
those two.
I like that, yeah.
Tomato, tomato. Yeah.
And Rowan Murdoch stands on deck. Runner goes, and Pettit chops it foul down the third base side. So Scheidemann was looking for a stolen base. I don't know if we've gotten a chance to look at Anderson's pitching numbers. Oh, yeah, we did. Yep, that 1.34 ERA. He has showcased his talents tonight. He has not lost. He's 6-0 on the summer, giving up just 19 hits, striking out 51 coming into tonight, a 1.34 ERA. He has showcased that. Strike 3 is called on the outside part of the zone, and Mason Pettit goes down looking to end the inning. Going to the 6th, West Point leads 7-0 on BSDN Live.
After 5 complete.
Lightning Exteriors is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. At Lightning Exteriors, we offer a comprehensive range of exterior services to cater to your specific needs. Whether it's roofing, siding, gutters, or other exterior enhancements, our team has the expertise and experience to deliver exceptional results. We understand the unique challenges of our regions and ensure that our solutions are tailored to withstand the local climate conditions. To learn more, head over to lightning-exteriors.com. Lightning Exteriors is a proud sponsor. Companies is one of the largest Freightliner/Western Star truck dealerships in the U.S. with locations in 18 cities across the Midwest. In business since 1975, our product line features Freightliner, Western Star, Thomas-built buses, and Ottawa trucks. TCC also provides parts and service, full maintenance, fleet management, leasing and rental, and even has on-site body shops at several locations to help get you back on the road and keep you there. Visit truckcentercompanies.com for more information. Truck Center Companies is one of the largest Freightliner/Western Star truck dealerships in the U.S. with locations in 18 cities across the Midwest. In business since 1975, our product line features Freightliner, Western Star, Thomas-built buses, and Ottawa trucks. TCC also provides parts and service, full maintenance, fleet management, leasing and rental, and even has on-site body shops at several locations to help get you back on the road and keep you there. Visit truckcentercompanies.com for more information. Truck Center Companies. Time to buy a house. Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all these questions answered. Is it a good time to sell your... Welcome back to Frost Family Stadium. Chris Frank Field with the lights on in Valley, Nebraska. Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond here with you on BSDN Live for the final game of day number 1. The West Point Bombers lead the Waterloo Valley Wingnuts 7-0 going to the top of the 6th. And due up for the Bombers are their 3-4-5 hitters against Miles Brainerd. Elliot Reeson steps up as he is 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles and a fly out to center. He's yet to score one of the runs for the Bombers. He's one of the few players who can say that tonight for West Point. He's been left stranded on third twice. There's a strike. It's 2-1. As the Bombers lead 7-0 on 8 hits. I think 8. 7, 8, yep. They had that double in the last inning.
Oh, they have 8 hits, yeah. I forgot about that one.
Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Good pitch from Brainerd. And Miles came in relief in the top of the fifth, gave up the one hit, but really it's been the most efficient inning since the first inning for the Weenuts as far as pitching goes. This is sent right back up the middle in front of Pettit in center. A leadoff single for the Bombers, make it 9 hits tonight, and the third hit in a row for Elliott Reeson.
Reeson with a base hit in the center. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 9, Colby Anderson.
It'll be tough to pick out a player of the game for this West Point squad. Right now, I'd probably lean Mason Tell because he's been behind the plate in the catcher's gear for Colby Anderson, who's been great. And he is 2 for 2 and had a walk and 2 runs scored. Pickoff play back to first, a little bit high, but tonight keeps it in play.
What's Anderson doing at the plate today?
Colby is 1 for 2 with a single, a ground out, and a walk. Runner does go. Murdoch throw is too far to the right. It goes into center, but Reeson does not advance. He's into scoring position with a stolen base and nobody out.
If he could knock in this run here, he might be up between his pitching and hitting.
Yep. If Colby, that's a good point, Matt. Yeah, if he's able to get an RBI here,
he'll be 2 for 3 and probably a 6-inning complete game, 2-hitter, 2-3-hitter.
that's definitely deserving.
Yeah.
We talked to, who did we talk to today? For Alliance, we talked to Nason Thompson. For Central City, we talked to Parker Zickmond. For Crete, I'm trying to remember who we talked to. Don't remember who we talked to for. Oh, we talked to Brooks Peening for Crete, who got the save and was really good at their shortstop defensively. So those are the 3 players of the games in day number 1. There's a good pitch from Brainerd, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at second, and nobody out here for West Point in the top of the 6th, leading 7-0. Those are the 3 players of the game in each of the first 3 games today. And there's a great pitch from Brainerd, and he gets a big strikeout on Colby Anderson. And there's one away with a runner at second.
Anderson goes out for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 13, Bryce Popkin.
So, Matt, I'll ask you, what do you like from Miles Brainerd on the mound? Because I got to tell you, he's looked pretty great here for the Wingnuts here in this inning and a half of work now.
He throws strikes.
Yeah.
That's
as simple as it is.
Yeah, that's the simplest thing I can say. Is that he throws strikes and he's around the plate. His balls aren't 4 or 5 balls off the plate. They're obvious balls. So anything close, these guys are going to swing at. He's not going to overpower you. He doesn't have the greatest, stuff, but he throws strikes. He throws it close to the plate.
Runner goes to third. The ball is hit over to second to Korb. Tucker will throw it to first in time for out number 2. And there's a runner at third with 2 outs now for West Point here in the top of the 6th.
Grounds out to the second baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 24, Buck Steffen.
So Elliott Reeson advances to third on the ground out. And now here's Buck Steffen in the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk in the 5th inning, or in the 4th inning, I should say.
That's, I think that's not the greatest coaching that happened right there, because he should have scored. Because when that ball wasn't even to the second baseman, he was already rounded third.
Right.
Just send him. Make him make that long throw from second to home.
Yeah, because Elliott Reeson was going on the pitch. And so, he was easily at third before the ball even got to Tucker Korb over there.
Yeah.
So kind of surprising that West Point third base coach didn't send Elliott Reeson.
No, I don't know why he didn't.
It's kind of surprising. And this skips in. Maybe you're trusting your left fielder, Buck Steffen, to bring him in. Buck is due. He's 0 for 2 tonight. So an opportunity here to drive in the 8th run of the night for the West Point Bombers. as they've had a hit in 4 straight innings now.
And
as
that's a
there
gapper.
it is, into the gap in left center field. That drives in the 8th run. He's trying to stretch it into 2 and does a stand-up RBI double for Buck Steffen. So credit to the West Point third base coach knowing his team as it's an RBI.
Steffen with an RBI double. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 12, Mav Smith.
So an RBI double for Buck Steffen brings in Elliott Reeson from third. And now here's Mav Smith into the batter's box. He is 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a run scored. Pickoff play back to second, and Brainerd doesn't make the throw. Ten hits tonight for the Bombers of West Point as they lead 8-0 over the Wingnuts here in the top of the 6th. And now we'll only need 3 outs in the bottom half of this inning to win in a run rule fashion. Mav Smith trying to add a little bit more insurance, though, to his pitcher in Colby Anderson. He has a big cut there and couldn't catch it. Man, if he makes contact there, that might go over the fence with how hard he hit that and how hard of a pitch it was from Brainerd, too. That was Brainerd's fastball, and Smith just couldn't catch up to it. If he had, who knows where it would have landed. Here's the 0-1. It's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second and 2 outs. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 outs. Runner on second.
A great night here in Valley. I mean, gosh, the weather here today for hosting a state tournament with 8 games in 2 days, 4 games today. You literally could not have asked for better weather all day long. It's 72 degrees, perfect here tonight. The day started out at 68 degrees and never got any warmer than 77. I mean, truly phenomenal.
Tomorrow's just going to be just as nice.
Couldn't have asked for anything better. Blooper into shallow right. Coming in and
nice try.
Nice effort from the second baseman, Tucker Korb. It will be an RBI thrown down to second. He will be out there on a nice play by Rowan Murdoch. But it's an RBI for Mav Smith. And West Point leads 9-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back on BSDN Live when we come back. Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical, one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junkstock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic.
Final chance for the Wingnuts of Waterloo Valley here in the bottom of the 6th. It's the night game here of day number 1 of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. From Frost Family Stadium and Chris Frank Field, Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond here with you on BSDN Live. We've been here from start to finish. We'll be here at 10 a.m. tomorrow as Minden takes on Lincoln Christian tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in game number 1. And if everything sits right now, sitting right back up the middle to Anderson, and Rowan Murdoch goes down for out number 1 at the bottom of the 6th.
Murdoch grounds out to the pitcher for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 18, Wyatt Tonight.
So Colby Anderson is trying to finish this one out for the Bombers. And that brings up the first baseman, Wyatt Tonight. Just his third at-bat. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to Gunther over there at short. So he's trying to avoid the shortstop here in this at-bat, and he sends it to the left side, but foul behind home plate, 0-1.
Tonight's going to be a very good ball player. He's a freshman going to be a sophomore.
He's got the power for sure with his size only as a freshman, like Matt was just saying.
He can hit. He's a good hitter. I mean, you're talking about a kid who's taken outside pitches to the opposite field already.
Chopper to second, and Wyatt goes down for out number 2. And it's the final chance for the Wingnuts here in the bottom of the 6th.
The second baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 34, Miles Brainerd.
So the pitcher, Miles Brainerd, trying to keep the game alive as West Point leads 9-0, looking for a run rule victory. And if it holds, the Wingnuts will take on ETC Mount Michael tomorrow afternoon at 1. It's caught on the line by Smith on the first pitch of the at-bat for Miles Brainerd. And the West Point Bombers defeat Waterloo Valley in their first game of the Class B Junior State Tournament 9-0. We'll be back to wrap it all up on BSDN Live in a moment. Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical, one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys. Then come to Junkstock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire. Austin McNorton here with you in our BSDN Live postgame show. West Point, the Bombers advance into day number 2 with a victory as they defeat the host site, the Waterloo Valley Wingnuts, by a score of 9-0. And now we are talking to the Bombers player of the game tonight as they win it 9-0 on 11 hits, 7 walks, 9 runs. We're talking to Mason Tell, the catcher, in the gear tonight. He reached base all 3 times, 2 for 2 with a single, a double, a walk, and 2 runs scored. And Mason, let's start with the offense tonight. What was really working for you guys in the batter's box?
We were able to see the pitcher well. He was throwing strikes, so we were able to hit balls. We got 11 hits, and we got on, and we hit them in when we needed to. And, it was just good overall.
What's kind of the mentality? Because you guys didn't have a lot of leadoff base runners, but you guys, it seemed like even with 1 out, 2 outs, you guys wanted to just keep the line moving. What's kind of your approach when you're saying, okay, we got some outs, but we just want to keep things going?
Even if they got out, we were still having good hits. We were right to the guys, and they're all just solid, and then they were just good.
Again, we're talking to catcher Mason Tell with us on our postgame show as West Point defeats the host site, the Waterloo Valley Wingnuts. 9-0. And Mason, let's start with your pitcher tonight, Colby Anderson. He was special, went complete. He only gave up 5 base runners the whole game, 3 hits, the 1 walk. What was working for him? Because you had the best view of anybody for what he was throwing tonight.
He just threw a lot of strikes, and if they hit in play, we got outs. Our defense is really good, and when he's pitching, no one can stop him.
You guys kind of pride yourself on the defense because you're exactly right. He only had 5 strikeouts. The rest, your defense was just special.
Yeah, our defense is really good, and we practiced that all year since February, and it was just a team effort.
So you guys get your first win here in the state tournament. They always kind of say you want to play your best ball at this time of year. Do you guys feel like you are right now?
Yeah, and even coming into districts, we were playing all right, but then it was really just the dugout and everybody talking, everybody eating up, and it was just good team overall.
So what's kind of the next 24 hours? Because you'll be right back here tomorrow night taking on an Alliance squad. Did you get a chance to watch them and their walk-off victory, and what do you think of them and how you'll attack them tomorrow?
They're a good group. We just need to hit those strikes, play defense, just play our game, and we'll be fine.
Mason, congrats on the win. Congrats from your performance, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
That's Mason Tell with us on our postgame show right here on BSDN Live as West Point defeats the host site, the Wingnuts of Waterloo Valley, by a score of 9-0 in just 6 innings of play after the run rule. 8 runs after 5. They win it 9 runs after 6 is your final. Let's go ahead and look at the stats. First for the Wingnuts of Waterloo Valley. They had 3 hits, 1 walk, and 5 left on. Mason Pettit went 1 for 3 with one of those hits. Colton Wilmot went 1 for 2 with a single, and Tucker Korb went 1 for 2 with a single. So that tells you the Wingnuts didn't even go 3 guys through, like 3 times through the order. That's how good Colby Anderson was on the mound for the Bombers tonight. He didn't even see the order 3 times completely. Looking at things for the Bombers, on the other hand, they had 11 hits, 7 walks, 9 runs, and they left 7 batters on base. Isaac Gunther, he went 1 for 3 with a single, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Luke Gunther went 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and a run scored. Elliot Reeson, he went 3 for 4 tonight with 3 singles and a run scored. Colby Anderson went 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Bryce Popkin, he went 0 for 3 and a walk tonight. Buck Steffen, he went 1 for 3 with a double, a run scored, and a walk. Mav Smith, he went 1 for 3 with a walk, a run scored, and a single. Ryder Anderson Ray, he went 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. And then Mason Tell, who we just talked to, he went 2 for 2 with a single, a run scored, a double, and a walk and a run scored. West Point wins the final game of day number 1, 9-0. So let's go ahead and look at how the bracket shapes up now. Starting tomorrow morning in the losers bracket, Minden will take on Lincoln Christian at 10 a.m. We'll be starting our broadcast at 9:40 tomorrow morning right here on BSDN Live. ETC Mount Michael will then take on Waterloo Valley after that at approximately 1 o'clock first pitch in the afternoon. Then we go to the winner's side of the bracket in the later afternoon. Crete will take on undefeated Central City at 4 o'clock. And Alliance will be the nightcap against who you just saw, the Bombers of West Point, at a first pitch approximately 7 o'clock. So day number 1 is complete. Crete, Central City, Alliance, West Point all 1-0. Minden, Lincoln Christian, Mount Michael, and Waterloo Valley will all have to work their way through the loser's side of the bracket in order to claim a Class B Junior State Championship. Thank you to all of our sponsors for tuning in here on this Saturday for this entire broadcast. Thank you to Matt Richmond. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't do it. Thanks to all of the players that we talked to today. I want to give a shout out to them. As for Alliance, we talked to Nason Thompson. For Central City, we talked to Parker Zickman. For Crete, we got a chance to talk to Brooks Peening. And right there for West Point, we got a chance to talk to the pitcher in Mason Tell. Thank you to all of them. Thanks to Matt Richmond for helping me on the broadcast. Day number 1 is complete. Day number 2 is set. We will be on the air on our broadcast at 9:40 tomorrow morning. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making it happen. For Matt Richmond, I've been Austin McNorton saying so long from Valley, Nebraska. You've been tuning in to the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. We'll see you tomorrow right back here in Valley.